here. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is going to be your monthly intuitive messages for the sign of Virgo. You can see the background's a little disheveled. It's been a day. It's been a day, Virgos, but I wanted to get your readings, the sign readings in today. Let's go ahead and just dive in. Keep in mind, these are timeless and general, okay? I'm going to start with the Pocket Archetypes deck by Kim Kranz. So Virgo, I was getting a lot. Like when I first got into your energy, I was getting a lot. So first of all, very strong magician energy. They literally showed me a wand, like an actual wand. Maybe some of you are thinking about getting a wand. Maybe some of you are into that or have a collection, or just, some of you that just is a synchronicity. But like I saw it moving, like somebody was working with it, guiding energy. Yeah, that's coming in really strong now. Some of you are learning how to work with energy. Okay. How to work with energy. It just feels very magician-like, or doing energy work. That could absolutely be a thing. That's for some of you. I got strong zebra, like really, really strong zebra coming through, which to me is about the authentic self. But it's also an animal that comes through when there's friendship, when it's about friendship. And I was feeling, I'm sure you guys can like feel it through the screen. That was like, there was so much emotion around that. I think there's a lot of emotion around friendship, or being your unique self within friendships, and what that's like or hasn't been like, if there's been a lack of that. So there's that. There's also a lot of masculine energy. So I could be picking up on just like a bunch of different groups within the Virgo collective. And keep in mind, if you're new and you're not used to me or my channel, hello, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and all that good stuff. If you are new, when I channel, it's messages that are needing to be heard by someone or by many people, and that doesn't always pertain to the actual reading itself, okay? So just know that as we get into it. But a lot of masculine energy for sure. And they're highlighting Mars now. So Mars is in Cancer, and we'll move into Leo. I forget the exact day, but this is we are already in the pre-shadow for Mars retrograde through Leo and through Cancer. This is going to be going on for months, and they're highlighting it probably for a reason. So look at your chart wherever you have Cancer and Leo, and just keep an eye on those houses. There may be something coming up in relation to Mars retrograde with what you're going through now, but obviously against your chart. I want to go, it's like, oh, the emotion around like the zebra energy, it's like a weight on my chest. I almost want to say drop the burden. It literally feels like a weight or a burden on the chest, which to me says emotional, like emotional burden. That's heavy. Can't lie. That's heavy. I want to come back to this masculine energy. It's interesting because every time I try to come back to the masculine energy I'm feeling, which masculine energy doesn't have to be a man, right? It's like not gender specific. Masculine energy is something we all have, but it is how we take action and rise to the occasion and create change, right? And more like working with the external realm, if you will, versus your internal world. That is masculine energy. The yang, right? They're just really emphasizing it. Every time I try to get into that, I get the weight. Like suddenly I'm like, like a weight and almost a panic, but it just feels like emotional weight. I want to be very clear about that. So there's something about those two. They're almost like conflicting forces, or it's like they're like, yeah, they said just leave it at that. Like I'm seeing a 5 of Wands. There's some kind of conflicting force there. But with the masculine energy, let me get into this. I feel like I'm like literally asking you, the collective, like, let me in. Let me in. Let me into that. There's a new belief around it. Emerging. I think if you start to deal with whatever this weight, I keep wanting to like take deep breaths. This like weight is around the zebra, authentic self, friendships, right? Yeah, as you work on that weight, or allow yourself to just drop the burden, just let it go. Just let it go. Your perception or view of masculine energy, whether it's about masculine energy within other people or men or your own, I'm feeling like I'm trying to get specific on the masculine energy. It's like the ability to provide consistency and stability. I really want to say it's for yourself. I want to say it's for yourself. It's not just about standing your ground. That's part of it. I feel like some of you guys just asked me that. I just saw 7 of Wands. It's not just about standing your ground, but it's this like ability to ensure it's this ability to ensure stability. Been doing that a lot lately. And how to do that, what that is, what that looks like. Your belief systems around that are changing. And obviously, this can pertain to someone external to you, like I said, somebody that you view as masculine, um, or an actual man. They're really emphasizing that a lot. So I think a lot of you, it is actually about a man. You may even be working through some experiences, or even like a particular relationship with a kind of like figure, like a grandfather, a father, brother. Ooh, something about the brother. Oh, this is like Horus energy. Yeah, Horus energy is in here. Some of you would really benefit from working with Horus. Maybe some of you guys already do, or just like connecting to that energy. Horus is a protective masculine energy. I'm hearing light bringer. Light bringer. Oh, it feels very protective. Yeah, I would definitely call upon that if you start to feel panicky. Oh, there's so much emotion there. Okay, Virgos, I want to pull some cards. Let's pull some cards. Starting with the archetypes. Okay. Oh, what is the panic? What is the panic? Okay, Virgo. Virgo. Some of you, there's a repressed memory that's going to come out of nowhere. Just had to be said. That's not for most of you. Okay. Virgo, your reading's intense. This energy is a lot. Okay, Virgos. Any messages or insights for Virgo at this time? For Virgo's highest good. Let's see what we got here. The heart. Will the heart be a heavy? Okay. The heart feels heavy. The heart feels like it wants to be relieved of a burden. Okay. It's like it just keeps 707 when I said that. It just keeps like reiterating over and over and over. It's really overwhelming. Some of you, this might have been very deeply buried, and like for whatever reason now it's like on the surface, maybe part of the full moon Aries, even maybe the upcoming new moon Scorpio. It's funny, a friend of me a friend of mine asked me about the new moon Scorpio today. Yeah, it might be in relation to that too. Can I get another card, please, for Virgo? Well, even just like talking about Horus, I suddenly feel like the energy's lighter. Like, breathe a little easier. If some of you are really struggling with that, you can also like ask your team for help. Like, we all got a lot of help, with a lot of this stuff, especially the emotional stuff. And sometimes I think we can forget. Yeah. Can I get another card for Virgo, please? Oh, Virgo. Okay. Keep in mind, because these are general, it could also be about someone you know or someone in your field. It doesn't have to be for you. We have the mask with the heart. And remember, I was like, I think this is like repressant. It's coming up for some reason. It's like drop the burden, drop the burden. It's interesting with mask, because mask can be like, putting on a front or an image or representative, if you will. But it can also be about hiding, right? It's like not acknowledging something or trying to like block something out. Just drop it. Drop the mask, drop the burden. And then we have the healer. Some of you are coming to terms with your own healing skills, I'm going to say, because that could come in a variety of ways. That could come in very like metaphysical, mystical gifts, right? Or that could even just be like therapist, doctor, right? There are all kinds of ways we can heal, and we are all capable of healing. We all have that capacity within us, right? But I feel like this is about your healing right now and your ability to drop whatever this weight is. It feels so serious. Yeah, to drop whatever this weight is. The snakes are also really big for the collective right now, and the snakes are being highlighted for you. It's interesting how this is coming through. It's okay to admit when you're scared. It's okay. Oh, it's okay to admit when you're scared. Maybe some of you struggle with that. Maybe some of you have like not had the right space or environment or support system to be scared, like, or to be consoled when you're scared. There's something about acknowledging your own fear. but it's like, it's very specific. Like in moments when you're scared, acknowledge that you're scared or talk about that you're scared. For some of you, the burden is part of that. Like almost like pent up, almost want to say words even, which is kind of interesting. Words, acknowledgement of like when you were not okay, but I want to say when you were actually scared. There, and maybe you feel like you couldn't like say that, mention it, talk about it. They're highlighting the zebra, especially in like friendships. But I feel like that comes from something else, right? That comes from something else. And like I mentioned before, masculine energy helps us to feel safe, right? Helps us to feel secure and consistent and stable and grounded and all of that. I'm wondering if you don't trust your own masculine energy to keep yourself safe enough to like even acknowledge the fear in the first place. Oh, Virgo, this is very interesting. I'm tempted to move on to another deck, but like I just want to like sit here. I just like want to sit in it. You may find that you are wanting to take more pauses, like quiet pauses of just sitting with yourself and sitting with your emotion. Oh, interesting. Some of you, it's also quite the opposite, or maybe there's been a lot of distraction going on. I almost want to say until there's a breaking point, until the levee can't hold the water anymore, right? The levee breaks. Interesting. Oh, I just got dizzy as I said that. Oh, and nauseous. And very nauseous. Ooh, okay. Virgo, yeah, let's pull some other cards here. I'm just gauging which ones to go with here. Star codes? Star codes. Star codes, Astro Oracle. All the decks that use a link below. Don't know if I mentioned that. Also, as we get deeper into this, if you are resonating and you want to go deeper, there's a part 2 that is linked below through Vimeo or through Patreon. On Patreon, there are 3 tiers. Please read the tiers before signing up. People have mentioned they've gotten confused. I feel like I've labeled them relatively clearly, but if there is something confusing about it, let me know and I will like try to make it not confusing. But as of right now, because I do think I'll be changing the tiers at some point in the future, which I just tend to do that every year anyway. But the first tier is access to all the live chats and hangouts, including full moon and new moon. The second tier is early access to all of the part 1 sign readings. I've also been experimenting with that. Like any other videos I do, like Astro Talks or anything like that, I'll post them early for that tier as well. And then the last tier is all the part 2s. Okay, moving on. Any messages or insights for Virgos, please? Now I'm getting a very like, it's like I don't know how to describe that. Intellectual, a very intellectual energy, but it's like I'm getting like a lot of like student writing, learning. They're showing me the Knight of Swords. This definitely, is this you or is this someone else? No, this could definitely be you. This could definitely be you. I just feel like there's so much going on with you with this like burden of the heart. And I keep feeling like it's connected to like friendship, like you being authentic in friendship, that there may be some other people in your field or that you are thinking of and like you're still kind of tied to or connected to, even if they're not immediately in your like physical environment or you're not engaging with them a lot. But I'm definitely getting like a very strong student, writer, researcher, almost like academic kind of an energy. But they're showing me the Knight of Swords. They're showing me the Knight of Swords. Any messages or insights for Virgo? That was quick. Ooh, Vesta. Well, Vesta is in your sign right now, Virgos, which is very nice. Virgo is the sacred flame. So like you see how the flame is all lit with all the rainbow and it's all protected and nice and neat. But by sacred flame, we also mean like passion, purpose, right? A sense of mission, what gets you up in the morning, what makes life worth living, right? That kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. What is sacred to you? It's not buried, but it almost feels like once the mask is dealt with, the burden is dealt with, the ability to acknowledge fear and acknowledge how you feel about masculine energy and the ability to be safe and all that stuff. it's almost like Vesta has room to breathe within you. I know that sounds, it's like your own sacred flame has room. There's space for it to ablaze. Something feels very light about Vesta here for you. Anything else for Virgo? Let's see. Well, interesting. I had a feeling Mars in Cancer, right? Mars Cancer, literally where Mars is right now, and obviously pertains to Mars retrograde. So there, I think there is definitely something going on with you, Virgo, that will be continuing all the way through to like the first half of 2025. Mars retrograde, including the post shadow and including just being done with Leo in general, finishes out in June. The actual post shadow ends in May of 2025. I know that's a lot of time. And again, we're already in the pre shadow as I'm recording, and we have been for a bit. But Mars in Cancer showing up. What are you willing to fight for? That's interesting. Yeah. What are you willing to fight for? That's what I'm getting with the Mars Cancer. Mars being in Cancer can be a protective energy, like the way we experience it. It can bring about like wanting to protect your loved ones, wanting to protect yourself even. That also comes through with Mars in Cancer, since Cancer is about emotional stability, and there's so much about like the burdens of the heart. Ooh, almost called you Cancer. Virgo. Yes, this is definitely about your own masculine energy and preserving your own emotional stability, but also who you're willing to fight for and who's worthy is also what I'm getting. It's like the friends thing, with like the zebra energy. There's something about your experiences with friendship, allyship, in whatever relationships that's a part of, which is almost every relationship, tribe, community, right? That just feels like it's part of this burden. It's like, yeah, it's starting to get circular, but I want to say there's been misplaced assumptions, misplaced energy, misplaced focus, and kind of like this continuous feeling of like not safe, of not safe, of not safe. But I just want to come back to the main message here. Yeah, who are you willing to fight for? Who's willing to fight for you? Who's worthy, right? And what in general are you willing to fight for? But especially when it comes to your own emotional stability. Some of you, I'm getting the word cause, to have a cause to fight for. Yeah, to have a cause to fight for. There's so much emotion, I just like want to cry. Let's go ahead and get a little bit deeper. I'm going to pull some tarot cards, and then we're going to go ahead and get into part 2. I'm going to go with beautiful creatures on this. This just feels very appropriate. Ooh. Yeah, misplaced. But with Mars, as I'm looking at Mars, I keep hearing misplaced, misplaced, misplaced. Especially for those who don't trust your own masculine energy. Maybe you have like not like lost it as in misplaced, but like when you take action, something about it is amiss with the intention versus the action versus the consequence, right? Because those are the 3 different things. It's like you have intention, which is your motivation, and then you act, the actual action, and then there's a consequence, right? There's an effect, the cause and effect, right? Like something about those 3 in that process is amiss. That's interesting. Okay. Can I get a card for Vesta, for Virgo? Can I get a card for Vesta, for Virgo? Oh my. We have 9 of Swords coming out for you, Virgo, on Vesta. So there is fear and anxiety here around your own sense of purpose. Confusion. I don't think you're sleeping much. If you are, It's not good sleep. Okay, it's not good sleep. Could even like be having like bad dreams, disruptive dreams, disruptive sleep. It's almost like you're trying to figure out your own sense of purpose for some of you, or like what you even care about at all. But all of that will make sense if you release the burden here, because it's suffocating your flame. It's suffocating, like, it's almost, how do I want to say this? Like, a flame needs oxygen, like, right? Like, fire needs air. And there's so much here that it's like there's no air, right? Because it's like the heart is associated with the element of air, which is why it's like, what's the whole thing? But that's also why I'm feeling like it's hard for you to even like breathe. You need air. You need air. You need air. That's what you need. You need air, so you need to release the burden. And I feel like you're actually trying really hard to not focus on it. I feel like there has been like literal distraction, or just like it's just going to hit a breaking point because it's not being acknowledged or dealt with. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Some of you, this is going to feel like you're facing a really big boogeyman fear. That's not for all of you, but it might feel that way. Okay. Mars. Tell me about Mars. Scott Aisley. Can I get a card for Mars for Virgo? Can I get a card for Mars for Virgo? Authenticity. You are one. This is a card that's unique to this deck. It's obviously not part of tarot, but this is a card of wholeness. But remember what I said about Zebra, the unique self and friendship? This also speaks to being in this place of wholeness and acceptance with self, that you are authentic. And you are your unique self, excuse me, and it's directly correlating with your masculine energy. I keep coming back to this. It's like, this is having a balance. This is learning to have a balanced, healthy relationship with your own masculine energy and believing in it. I want to say belief is a huge part of this for you. Believing in your own masculine energy, believing in your own ability, your own capability to provide yourself stability and safety and consistency. And when you are also out and about in the world or dealing with other people, that you are going to be authentic in the moment and do what you got to do, right? From that place for your own sense of emotional stability and safety. For some of you, this process is also making peace with, like I said before, other experiences you've had with other masculine energies, or even men, or even like your father, grandfather, brother, uncle, that sort of deal, and trusting. Some of you don't trust men. Sure, that's not a shocker to hear. It just had to be said. All right, Cancer. Whew. Can I get a card for Cancer for my Virgos, please? King of Swords. Thank you. Sorry, it's just funny how messages come through. Remember, I was getting that like very like logical, right? Like intellectual, student, researcher, writer. That's very King of Swords, but I almost expected the Page of Swords to come out for something like that. The King is a little bit more far along than that. Is this you, or is this someone else? It's an aspect of you for sure, right? Because it's getting clear on your own emotional stability. It's also getting clear on relationships, right? Especially in relation to you getting clear on your own masculine energy, while also alleviating yourself of emotional burdens that have been affecting your relationship with your own belief in believing in your own masculine energy. I hope that makes sense. It's just how the messages want to come through. But I'm also getting this is someone outside of you. Which, you know, that's just how it happens, right? It's like aspects of ourselves we experience in an external reality. This feels like a person outside of you. Could be an Aquarius, doesn't have to be. Well, let me tune into this energy. Let me tune into this person. Neptune is really sticking out. It's interesting because like King of Swords is Aquarius, it's air. But I'm getting strong water, which it is coming out with Cancer, but this person could have a very watery quality, or they could have a lot of water in their chart, even if they are an Aquarius. Aquarius is technically the water bearer, like holds the water, which I want to look at the mythology on that because, like, holding the water. Holding the water to me says earth. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation. Anyway, I'm getting water with this person. Okay? I'm getting very strong water. So, like, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Pisces. Pisces? Oh, Neptune. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm getting strong Pisces energy off of them. They don't have to have it in their chart, but that's how they feel. That's how they feel. Like they're real, but they're not. They're kind of elusive. Whoever they're kind of ghost-like. This is weird. They're present, they're not present. They're there, then suddenly they're not. This person might speak in code. Like, I feel like they're not direct. Which is interesting because King of Swords, I would say, is normally very direct, but they're kind of not. They know a lot. They're very intelligent, but they don't share a lot. It's interesting because that feels more Scorpio. Anyway, this person's got something with water. Yeah, no matter how much they know and how aware they are and how direct they can be, they choose not to. They are elusive. Whoever this is, they are elusive. It's like, let's make him an inner Scorpio go, They're elusive, but they're there. They're elusive, but they're there. I feel like you probably even have a relatively telepathic connection with this person. Or you can just sense them. Like, yeah, it's like even saying telepathic, I think is too strong of a word. It's like you get whiffs of them. This is like so interesting. Some of you, that's how you experience this person. You get whiffs of them. Like, are they going to call? Or like suddenly they're in your mind for whatever reason. You probably don't talk a lot. This is interesting. Obviously, it's not for everybody, but for those where that applies, where there's someone external to you, they're ghost-like and they're elusive. But they have a very strong connection to water. For some of you, there is a need to, not a need, you would benefit from making peace with this kind of energy, and that would help to alleviate some of the burden, okay? But I also want to come back to those where this is just like an aspect of you and not somebody who's outside of you. Yeah, I just feel like it's a lot of clarity. A lot of clarity on like your emotional body. I want to say emotional being. How you operate emotionally and what your needs are. And thank you. And why boundaries are so important. Interesting. And why boundaries are so important. This is why it's important to get right with your own masculine energy. Because there's something about your emotional being. They want me to say it that way. It's funny. I was going to say needs a container. Needs a container. It needs the boundaries. Part of those boundaries are you also speaking up and you taking action to withhold your own boundaries, to contain yourself, not like suppress yourself, but keep yourself balanced, regulated emotionally, no matter who you have to do that with. Just feel a lot of hurt. Just feel a lot of hurt in your reading. Virgo, I'm going to get into part 2. This is very intriguing. In part 2, I'm definitely getting deeper into this energy. I am so curious what is up with this person. I do think most of you, this is somebody outside of you, okay? But like I said, it's definitely also reflecting just your clarity on all of this. I'm going to get deeper into this whole masculine energy you got going on. This dance you have with your own masculine energy and making peace with that. I'm not too interested in this. We'll look at it. I just feel like there's a lot of fear and confusion around your own sense of purpose and what am I doing? What am I supposed to be doing? And is this right? Is this not right? But all of that's going to get rectified if you alleviate the emotional burden, if you make peace with your own inner masculine, and also the clarity around your own emotional being. Okay. All right, Virgos. I'm going to catch you guys in part 2. If this is where we depart, I hope you enjoyed this reading and I hope you found it to be supportive for you. And I will see you guys later, okay? Bye, Virgos.